everybody, welcome to today's episode of DownStream Outdoors. Today on DownStream Outdoors, we're back into the wild edibles. Springtime here in central Pennsylvania, and a lot of people have asked me to talk about mushrooms. I will cover some mushrooms as wild edibles over time here, but I am in no way a mycologist or a mushroom expert. I'm not going to advise anybody to go out and pick a mushroom, especially if you don't know what it is. Because certain mushrooms, if you get them wrong, will kill you really quickly. They can lead to liver failure and many other things, and the wrong mushroom may leave you feeling a little bit weird for a couple days, which is something none of us want either. So we're going to try to stick with the mushrooms that are easy to identify and are very common in use. Okay, one of the mushrooms we're going to check out today, we're going to call a pheasant back mushroom. Okay, they grow all over here in the spring, and you'll find them a lot whenever you're out morel hunting. We did a morel mushroom hunting episode earlier, and right now we have some here. You can see they're growing on the side of this old dead tree here. Okay, and they're kind of a plate fungi. Okay, the edges curl down, and whenever you look at the back it kind of reminds you of pheasant feathers. The next thing we're going to look for is the underside. On the underside, you see how it has pores instead of traditional gills? Like most mushrooms. Most people think of mushrooms and they think of the gills. Pores, believe it or not, are very common in mushrooms. Now, I was told once, and I haven't proved this to be true, so don't hold me to this, but I was told once that every mushroom that can be found in Pennsylvania that has pores on the underside of it is edible. Okay, that was told to me by a mycologist that I went and I listened to speak one time. He was a very big mushroom hunter here in the state of Pennsylvania. I can't recall his name at the current time, but yeah, he said every mushroom that had pores was edible. Now, we're going to look the inside of the meat. Finish identifying. The inside of the meat should be nice and white, and people say it should have like a cucumber smell. To me, it don't really have a cucumber smell. It has a sweet mushroom smell. It's very sweet. Now, some people say pheasant back mushrooms aren't that good of eating mushrooms. Okay, there's a couple varying factors. If you get the really big ones, they are going to be a little bit older, and people think, oh, I get a big one, and instead of picking 50, I only have to pick one. They're going to be older. The older mushrooms aren't as good. You're going to want the smaller mushrooms, the younger mushrooms, the more tender mushrooms. Okay? Like I said, I'm not advising you to go out and actually pick these mushrooms and eat them, because everybody does react differently. Try to find somebody, though, in your local area who is a mushroom hunter. Most mushroom hunters I experience are very glad to share their knowledge. But with that, that's just a little bit of food for thought and maybe a little bit of food for your belly. So with that, hey, till next time, keep your line wet and out of the trees.